Good morning, YouTube. I guess it's going off at night. Good evening, YouTube. How you guys doing? Nature Boy Nifty Plays here, back with a controversial video. No, it's really just talking about Raiden Shogun, Baal, whichever you want to call her. There's been a lot of turmoil going around the whole entire community about her, with her not proccing with certain certain abilities with different characters and stuff like that. I'll give you my honest thoughts about her. As we jump in, we'll go around and kill some stuff with her, whatever. So I'll give you my honest thoughts about her and what I think about her, what I think needs to be changed, what I think that should have been done, maybe. I'm not the most, like, numbers person. I don't really look into that kind of stuff. I just, like I always say, I like to just throw stuff out there and have a good time. But it was brought up to me while I was live streaming last night that some of the community members have her and don't have the engulfing lightning. They have the catch, or almost the catch, or they're close to it. And they're underwhelmed. But I think people were expecting one thing out of her and got the other. I mean, I might have been overselling her just because she's a waifu and she's hot. So that could be partially my fault. But I do think Baal is a very, very interesting, cool character. But we'll talk about the cons and the pros about her. And then I'll kind of just say like what I honestly think about her towards the end of the video. So let's hop into it. So to start off, every time I open up my game the past like 4 days, 3 days, however long she's been out for, I get excited because I like her that much. Okay. I think she's super cool. She's super aesthetically pleasing. We're just going to talk aesthetically wise. She's great. I really, really like her. I think she's a wonderful looking character, but there are problems with her for sure. So obviously the big one, well, there's one big one. There's one I didn't know about. So when you're using Baal, correct? Her elemental burst does not work with Lumine's bellowing thunder. I didn't know that till yesterday. So I'm just confused on why she's a great electro support, right? Lumine's great. Her Constellation 2 decreases electro res by 15% for 8 seconds. That's literally the whole entire duration of Baal's elemental burst. And the fact that bellowing thunder does not work with Baal absolutely is the most confusing thing in the world. It works with her normal attacks, but why doesn't it work with her elemental burst? I don't know. It just blows my mind how they kind of worked it, because like she's the Electro Archon and she doesn't work with 2 Electro units, right? We have Beto here. Beto's elemental burst here. Why doesn't Baal's Miso no Hitatachi, why doesn't it work with Baal's Stormbreaker? Or Beto Stormbreaker? Why? It just blows my mind, because like these are 2 super good electro support units that can buff Baal's. I have Baal C1, so I'll explain C1 in her in a second. So it buff Baal C1 and makes you get her chakra stacks faster. It just confuses me, because these are 2 great electro support units. You can even use Beto as a freaking main DPS if you want her with Baal, but they don't work, which just blows my mind, because there's one character that stands out a lot to me that works with her, and that's Xingqiu. But if you go back and look at the differences in the text, right? It says when your active character's normal or charge attack hit opponents, they will cause falling thunder, right? But with his, it's just your active character's normal attacks will trigger the consecutive sword rain attacks, dealing hydro damage, right? And then when you go back to Beto's, it only says when normal and charge attack hit. So is that the discrepancy that like Mihoyo was talking about? Was that the thing that is that like the key word you have to have in there? If it just said when normal and charge attacks, or just normal and charge attacks cause this reaction, you know, I don't understand why that one word would make all the difference. In my mind, all 3 of these characters should be able to work together, right? I don't know why they don't work together. It really confuses me, because like I said, Beto and Lumine would be such a good support for Baal. Excuse me, I like just woke up like an hour and a half ago, and I'm still kind of waking up slowly. So the reason why it's so confusing, because Baal C1, right? I have Baal at C1 because I'm a degenerate. When resolve stacks will gather resolve staff even faster when electro characters use their elemental burst. Resolve gain is increased by 80%. 80%. All of the elemental staff uses will be increased by 20%, right? So when you use Sarah, Lumine, Baal, fish, you're gonna get 80% increase, which is nuts. It's like, I don't know how much it is. It's a lot. Okay, I'm not a big math person. I should have sat down to math first, but it's just crazy to me how they kind of disregarded both Lumine and Beto to even run with her. Because if you imagine using Bellowing Thunder right before you use Baal's elemental burst, that extra decrease, that elemental electro shred to that unit would be such a big help. But like, you can use it, but the Bellowing Thunder is not going to come down from the skies, which is one of like the main things why Lumine's used as a support as for Electro. So that's one thing that's stupid, right? I don't know why they did that. They should have changed it. So while in state, normal charge attacks and punch attacks will be fused with Electro. Cool, right? That's cool. But then it goes down and says normal charge and punch attacks will be considered elemental burst damage. So does that wording really change it that much to make it to where you can't use those elemental bursts? It blows my mind because Lumine or Beto would be so good with Baal. So good. I mean, I guess if you want to do like a physical damage Baal, do like superconduct and just run a Cairo unit, I mean, I guess you can do that, but I mean, her normal attacks, while not in her elemental burst state, is I mean, it does damage, you know, but I don't know. It's so weird. I don't know why they did it. It's just confusing me. They made Xingqiu work. I guess that one little wording of saying, where does it hit in the wording for Xingqiu? Maybe that's the big difference. So I don't understand what Mihoyo was thinking with that. So those are some really heavy negatives on her, right? Her scaling on her E is very low. It is good damage as a support, right? So if you want to run Baal as a support, say with Eula, right? That little electro slash it does with Eula is nuts. So you can almost keep 100% superconduct up with her at all times. So Baal as a support, as strictly a support unit, right? To buff your character's elemental burst, to do this, get the energy recharge back, and then she's kind of like the cleanup crew towards the end, right? So like if you ran a team for, say, if you ran, let's see, what team was I running in Spiral Abyss? I don't remember. Was it this team? No, I took out Kazuha. Okay. So say if you ran a team like this, right? You ran a team like this, okay? You would start out with Baal, right? Use Baal's E. You'd probably pop Diona. Use her little heal. You know, maybe pop this. You're going to bring out Eula. You're going to E. And then you're going to ult after. And then you're going to hold E, right? You're going to pop off, pop off, pop off. And then by the time that's over with, that's when you switch to Baal and you pop off. So if you don't kill them with Eula, right, you're going to come in here with Raiden Shogun, and you're going to come in with A, and you're going to clean up crew, right? So like this team right here, yeah, A is the star of the show by proccing those reactions, building back up that energy recharge for your team. But honestly, the real star is Eula, because Eula's getting that superconduct reaction with Raiden Shogun. Okay. So this team, if you have Eula, you can have Baal not be the main DPS star of the show, right? You can. But I think what people were looking for, even I was looking for it too. I am guilty of it, okay? I am guilty of it. If it was me, right, this is a team that I would probably bring. Want me to come along? In a Spiral Abyss just to try, right? But me, I'm wanting Baal to be a main DPS, okay? Baal, I want Baal to, I am determined, right, to 36-star Spiral Abyss with Baal as a main DPS, as the carry. Yes, this team has a lot of support on it, and I get it. Cool, whatever, yada, yada, yada. But I really don't care, because I like Baal that much. Okay, so those are the negatives. I'm done talking about the negatives about Baal. I'm done talking about the negatives. The positives about Baal. You ready for this? I'm in battle. Fuck. Hold on. Positives about Baal. She's hot as shit, bro. Like, look at her. And she's adorable. If you haven't done the Archon quest or her character story quest, you're missing out. You learn so much about A. You don't learn about the Raiden Shogun. You learn about A herself. And there's a lot you learn, and how, yes, she put it upon herself, but I've ended up falling more for this character after doing her story quest. That's a positive. She's hot and she has some good lore behind her. Another positive. She's a very, very good sub DPS elemental recharge or energy recharge buffing machine. Okay. She's nuts in that aspect. She buffs your burst. I do not even have the right sword on Kaza. What am I doing? She buffs your elemental burst. She gives you a load of energy, right? I would consider my Baal one of the better ones because I have her actually very well balanced. She has 2200 attack, she has 55, 140, and 284, and she has 73 electro damage. I think Baal's one of the better ones because she's very balanced. Like I don't have I mean, her energy charge is really high up there, but everything else is balanced. Like her defense is even 1000 too. Fuck that stupid circlet, right? Her defense is high, but she's balanced in my eyes, and she's able, as a DPS, she can carry if need be. Okay, I'm not the most big pro gamer in the world, but like I can try sometimes, you know. It's like with Kazuha, right? Kazuha, he takes my only to 78 because I have zero elemental mastery on my Kazuha. He's kind of like a sub DPS. So with my Baal, I could run her as a main DPS, right? I can't if I wanted to, but sometimes it's hard because she does have low numbers. Like her initial slash is good. Okay, I do like her initial slash, but there is just something. I think the community, I was looking for it too. The community was looking for a true main DPS, unga bunga, go to town unit. And I think the community was let down because all the hype that was built around a Raiden Shogun Baal. I think it was, the community's let down in that aspect, right? They wanted that true main DPS. Like she can do it, but she is locked behind probably her C2. Her C2 kind of locks that, unless you have the engulfing lightning, it locks her behind that. Because that 60%, like basically defensive shred, which using her elemental burst state, is nice. But it's only for her though. Like she's the only one who gets that defensive shred. But do I think MiHoYo is going to buff this unit? I think they're going to indirectly buff her by giving Electro better reactions. And I think they will possibly fix Beto and Lumine's ults. Do I think it's gonna happen? It'd have to come in like the next patch, I bet. They'd have to do honestly like a whole rework of the wording on Beto and Lumine. They'd have to like rework the character and like probably the data in the server, like all that crazy nonsense. But to end off on a positive note, right? Enough on a positive note. I personally love Baal. She's my first Archon I summoned for. She's the first Archon I wanted. Like I kind of want Zhongli, but like not as much anymore. And the things I'm able to do with her, obviously it will be different than like a Frida because they won't have the engulfing lightning. Unless they get super lucky, right? Her C1 doesn't make her more of a DPS. It's kind of like a quality of life thing. But as I said, do I think they're going to buff Baal? I think they'll buff Electro and then so buff Electro to inadvertently buff Baal, and they'll fix Lumine and Beto's ults. I hope one day, right? I hope one day they fix those. So that's the video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. That's kind of like a controversial thing about Baal. Okay. I'm hoping one day they do fix it, but am I counting on it? No. They did buff Zhongli, but I think that there's a reason why they buffed Zhongli. So anyways, that's the video, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys have any questions, you guys anything else you want to bring up about Baal that I didn't cover up, please leave a comment down below. This will be going out today, later tonight. So let me know if there's anything else you want to see. I might be working on a Eula video soon. I might do like a Eula Baal kind of nonsense kind of video. So like the video, comment down below, subscribe if you want to. Really great appreciate. We're trying to build this community fast, and we're trying to build this community big because I love every one of you guys who comes out to see the videos or comes out to the live streams. So anyways, you guys take care. Like I always say, y'all stay happy y'all stay healthy, but most of all, y'all stay safe, and I will catch you tomorrow for the next video.